on TV for quite a while now, and we've come to know many of its major characters intimately, with their 12-season journey still ongoing as we prepare for 3 more episodes to drop this year. With the end of season 12 fast approaching, many have become curious over whether we're going to see a season 13, as the show's current deal with CBS is yet to be renewed. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything we know about the show's fate, as well as other pieces of news connected with it. First up, what is Blue Bloods? It'll be a bit pointless talking about the potential for a 13th season of a show if none of you actually know what it is. But I'm in a charitable mood, so very quickly, I'm going to outline what exactly Blue Bloods is, why it's worth checking out, and where you can find it. So what is it? Well, it's an American police procedural TV series. That's where the blue comes from, which has been on CBS since September of 2010. As you can imagine, it's been quite successful, enjoying a strong and lengthy run on American television with 12 entire seasons behind it, with generally positive ratings and reception from viewers. As is usually the case with these super long-term shows, the cast varies throughout the seasons as actors join and leave, but there is a consistent core selection of characters, most notably being the fictionalized Reagan family. Most of the Reagans are part of police service in their home of New York City, and lead character Frank Reagan, played by Emmy-nominated Tom Selleck, acts as the police commissioner for the entire city. One of the particularly cool things about Blue Bloods is that we explore the many different roles in the police service through the Reagan family, as each member fits into a different department. Frank, as covered, deals with the large-scale decision-making as the commissioner. His eldest son, Danny, is a detective, his youngest son is a beat cop, and his daughter works as an assistant district attorney, involved in the prosecution process. As you can imagine, there are times when these characters' stories overlap, and we see them locked into professional conflict with one another, whilst also exploring their own relationships with the members of their own departments. The show is unafraid of tackling complex moral issues, and Tom Selleck's performance is a definite highlight, making the show worth a watch. The show is available on Hulu if you live in the States, Now TV in the UK, or Paramount Plus for most other countries. Now that we've gone over what Blue Bloods is, I'm offering you a final warning. We're going to be charting into spoiler territory with our next topic in this list, as we'll be recapping what's going down in season 12. Tread no further if you haven't seen up until this point, and if you have, let's get to it. What's happening in season 12? We're up to episode 9 of the 12th season now, and with just 3 more episodes set to air on the 7th, 14th, and 21st of January, things are beginning to heat up as we head towards what could be the finale of not only the 12th season, but of Blue Bloods as a show itself. It can be extremely difficult for any TV show to find a way to tell compelling stories when it's 12 seasons deep, but for the most part of season 12, it's managed to keep things interesting with several fresh plots. The real standout being Frank's clash with the New York mayor over what sort of safety precautions to bring in to protect the citizens after a recent deadly shooting, further highlighting the disconnect in the justice system between those working for the police service and those within the realm of politics. The relationship drama between Jamie and Eddie has also been a nice change of pace from the heavier crime-related stories, a shift to focusing on a more personal matter, providing a nice unique angle for the show to take. A lot of Jamie's stuff this season seems to revolve around his family as much as his work as a police officer. In fact, as in the most recent episode, he learned that his grandfather Henry accidentally caused a fire due to a slip of the mind, stroking fears that the aging Henry could be showing early signs of dementia. Blue Bloods has also been good at exploring moral and ethical considerations outside of the black and white of law and order, and seeing Henry's acceptance of his failing mind contrasted to Jamie's anxiety about it all made for great television. Okay, so will we get season 13? It's impossible to say for certain whether or not Blue Bloods will live to see season 13. Nothing has been confirmed either way by anyone connected to the show, so for the most part, we are in the dark. However, there are a few signs that give us confidence that the show will be renewed, so stop panicking and relax as we tell you about them. First of all, the show's ratings have stabilized and are looking pretty decent, especially after the scare of the sudden ratings decline for season 11. On average, the show brings in just over 6 million viewers, suggesting that there is still a clear demand for it, and there's something that will absolutely contribute to whatever decision CBS makes about its future. Another important factor is to consider how people working on the show themselves feel on the matter. While they don't have the final decision-making power that the network has, whether or not they wish for the show to continue can be critical to prolonging the series. Will Estes, who plays crucial character Jamie Reagan, recently spoke to Looper and gave us all a nice confidence boost as he discussed what the future could potentially hold for Blue Bloods, suggesting that at least as far as he's concerned, he doesn't want the show to end anytime soon. He commented that he wants to see a fitting end to the story, and so he hopes that whenever the time does come to an end, that the cast and crew are given the chance to know it's coming, so that they can wrap things up and watch the characters walk into the sunset. Donnie Wahlberg, who plays Danny Reagan, has also claimed that CBS can't end the show without saying that this is the final season, so it appears the cast are united in their desire to have notice ahead of whenever the show will come to an end. Obviously, this is no guarantee, and we could still see the show ended prematurely, but it seems that CBS will upset a fair few people if they take that route. In related news, Jimmy Buffett to arrive. It may seem like a bit of a head-scratching story to learn that singer-songwriter Jimmy Buffett is set to guest star in an episode of Blue Bloods, but anyone familiar with Buffett's acting career will know that this actually isn't too bad of a fit, since during his acting career he's appeared on various TV shows, including another American police procedural in the shape of Hawaii Five-0. Buffett appeared 7 times as a guest on Hawaii Five-0, playing the character of Frank Bama, but his character for Blue Bloods seems to be a role that fits him even better. Buffett is slated to appear in the 14th of January episode titled On the Arm, in which Danny Reagan and partner Maria Baez pursue Buffett's character, a con artist named Dickie Delaney, who, wait for it, cons people by impersonating Jimmy Buffett. Yes, Jimmy Buffett is playing a guy who is pretending to be Jimmy Buffett. How meta. It should be fair to expect Jimmy to do a relatively good job at playing himself, meaning it's looking likely that his guest appearance will be a good one. That isn't all that's promised to go down in On the Arm. However, as Frank Reagan will be embroiled in his own drama as he investigates the fact that one of his captains has been stealing from a store, whilst we get to see more relationship tension between Jamie and Eddie. Fans of Aaron Reagan, played by the delightful Bridget Moynihan, will also have something to sink their teeth into, as it appears Aaron is going to be targeted by some sort of online smear campaign, as an anonymous blog threatens to ruin her reputation. All things considered, it looks like this is gearing up to be a great episode, and we can't wait. Finally, the worst Blue Bloods episode? Sorry to end things on a negative, but our final story for today is that IMDb has finally identified the worst episode in the history of Blue Bloods, at least according to its user ratings. In fairness, after 250 episodes and going on 12 seasons, any show is going to have a few duds. Look at Game of Thrones. So I think we can let Blue Bloods off considering how well season 12 is turning out. That being said, it's interesting taking a look at which episode has fared so poorly, and it turns out that the least favorite episode in the history of the show is Burning Bridges, the 3rd episode of season 5. The episode currently sits at 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which honestly isn't even that bad, though it is the only episode of Blue Bloods that sits below a 7 out of 10 rating. The episode was apparently racked with controversy upon its release, as it showcases a rare occasion of Blue Bloods covering a sensitive topic and getting backlash from its fans, intended to cover homophobic discrimination in the police service, but being lambasted for handling the sensitive subject matter poorly. When dealing with such an important piece of representation, it's always important to get it right, and it seems on this occasion Blue Bloods failed. That's everything for today.